What's up, YouTube? God knows what episode this is. So, working on the Falcon again, getting the motor and trans and shit ready to get yanked out, and yet more weird shit. I may have posted another video, but here, let's cover it one more time. So, for whatever reason, they needed this much spring, or springs, for the damn carburetor. And then the alternator bracket's a little hokey. As you can see, the alignment is off as all shit. But hey, it didn't shoot a belt off. But yeah, they switched over to one of these Tough Stuff one-wire alternators. I got most of the harness already yanked out. Like I said, they did some weird shit. So this wire tucked away here is my field wire. Here's the alternator wire, which runs back into this big jumbo splice that I covered up, which was the voltage regulator, which had yet another cable that backtracked. And then there was another from the starter solenoid / battery side of the terminal that went to that same alternator one wire screw. So there's technically an open wire, so when I spliced everything back together, it was cool. Other hokiness. Heater hose for the crankcase vent line. I mean, for the most part, you know, thank God it's dry, but like if there was actually enough oil in there, that thing would swell. And then the air filter is kind of oil soaked itself. And then I still trip out on the fact that the intake manifold and head are one piece, because I would have liked to try to turbo this. I think the 200 is two-piece, but this isn't. I was just going to do a J-pipe, swoop it up. Thought about doing a draw-through setup again, but F that. I'm just going to yank it out like I said and graft this thing into it. So things are going to be a little weird, because like I still want to retrain at least this much. So the Miata stuff's probably going to go all the way to here, and then this will actually be welded to the bottom of it. And yeah, that will allow me to have my front bumper, my front core support, and the widths are the same. And then I just got to figure out how the hell I'm going to do that steering. But I got a couple ideas. That should be okay. And yeah, going from there. And then, oh yeah, adapter on an adapter, or you know what I mean. It's like, come on now. And then I guess the carb was slowly leaking, maybe from sitting, because no one drove this damn thing. But I will be driving the piss out of it once I get the suspension out of it. I mean, whoever set it up actually set it up fairly decent, minus the hokiness with the damn bolts here. I mean, it's both sides that they did that. It's like, could you not go to the hardware store? And then that bolt there. Oh, what do you know? That actually leads into the motor, it looks like. Great. That explains all the sludgy shit on the front of the motor. And it looks like it's been slinging shit too. Oh look, this one's loose too. Actually, that might have been from the weird vibrations of driving. So yeah, the damn fucking time belt, or timing chain cover bolts were rattling out. What do you fucking know? I guess they didn't forget it. That fell out due to vibrations or harmonics. Such shitty suspension. Or if it was stock, to be fine, but someone took the cool shit off and put crap shit on it. And that's where we're at. Thought it was thick, and I threw this guy on here just to keep it level, and it's coming out. So let's do some hokey time lapse. Let's give that a try. Time lapse time. Yep. Just the L bracket. Should have been an F bracket. Let me jank this bitch out all once. seal now. Interesting. We're gonna go to space. Lower. Descend. This tail shaft. Why is it so long? Long tail shaft. Come on. So, that's how we do it. So here we got it out. How long that snout is. It's silly long. Screwdriver. No, I am looking for my measuring tape. Let's see how long this snout is. Oh, what do you know? I was right. 16 inches of snout. The actual gearbox is 7-ish. Small gearbox. Crazy. Yeah, too bad the rear seal got bumped out. I mean, someone went through this motor. I mean, someone was here. For the most part, it looks good, other than this cheap effing bracket. I mean, come on now. Could have made something better. I mean, the gasket looks fairly new. Come on, focus. So someone was definitely here. Can I see in the transmission? Clutch looks old school, sprung. I mean, other than the detent not holding shit, and they needed all those springs to hold the clutch thingy in. And then I don't know if they actually torqued these down. I forgot to torque them down. But yeah, that spewed. And has electronic points. I mean, someone spent some time, you know, but hokiness, you know. I'm down for some shenanigans, but I don't know. That and pinch the shit out of this. Yeah, line's cracking. That filter element is dislodged. But yeah, time to go stuff this in the backyard. So here's the engine bay empty. I mean, for the most part, it's all original. I mean, I was able to actually lift the cart by these mounts. These sandwich mounts, I think, have been replaced and fairly new. And yeah, get it back in the air. And the suspension needs to come out. These need to get cut out. The shock towers need to be cut out. Already got the electrical pulled back. Fucking brake reservoir caps stuck on there. Gotta get some channel locks on those. But this is where we're at. Yeah. Like I said, you know, V6 spring or straight 6 springs cut. I was actually able to move the other side. You know, it's like, oh look, it moved. It moved back. Then the e-brake bracket, you know, that fucking thing was interesting. But yeah, the other guy who's doing the 240 suspension, I think for the most part it would work, other than trying to figure out that angle there for your rack pinion. That's the only weird thing I think of. I mean, you get the later Mustang or V8 Sprinter track bar, whatever that's called, and use that, I guess. But yeah, I'm just going to put the whole Miata setup under here. The tunnel, and probably even use Miata e-brake. So that means most likely these seats are going to come out, because the e-brake will be smack dab in the middle there. You know, I'm not good at sewing yet to sit there and make a recess or split the seat or whatever the fuck. So I think the upholstery might change colors, considering the door cards are shot. And since they're flat card, you know, go buy some of that fucking, you know, flat carbon fiber, cut it out. Do the same shit for the back. And then it's just a matter of re-dyeing, repainting, whatever. Hydro dipping those or rewrapping those in carbon fiber. The headliner's tan, I can live with that. It's just a matter of reupholstering the back seat. You know, that rear deck, you know, that's just wrap it in vinyl. You know, or pleather. You know, bagging and tagging as I go. Electrical harness on this is real easy. I still gotta undo. Come on, focus, you fuck. There's fucking glue and all sorts of other shit. Come on, focus. Anyways, that needs to come out. I'll probably get rid of the antenna. There's no need. I gotta pick up one of these for over there. And some body clips. You know, these guys here. And yeah, we're getting somewhere. We're definitely getting somewhere. That's cool. And yeah, I didn't even undo the drive shaft. I was being lazy. I just sat there and pulled it out since the transmission. So it's still hot as fuck out here, but you know, clean up my mess. Go store the motor in the backyard, and then I'm going to start taking the suspension off, since now I don't have to pull out the car. I left the drive shaft just attached to the rear axle because the rear seal was off, and the thing was pretty much empty anyway, since that's all that came out of the transmission. Actually, the lighter tan stuff came out of the transmission. That's motor oil, because I think they overfilled it. But yeah, the motor seems cush. Maybe I could sell it. You know, I could technically start it where it is. You know, just run fuel to the fuel pump through a fuel can and call it a day. Hey, look, it runs. Technically, I could shift it too. So yeah, let's cut to the next one.